It's official, boys and girls. The old C10 made it 1,000 miles to Florida. Traveled on sick week. Had some very minor repairs. We did have some issues that kind of had me worried because we couldn't figure it out at first, but then I got it. And this is it, guys. The final day of sick week. Back in Orlando. We've got folks battling out for spots. A whole lot of racers that didn't make it. Let's get to it. One thing you'll notice about Friday, especially this year, there was a lot of people that just did not make it to Friday. So everyone you see here today is likely going to be in super high spirits because, you know, one of the biggest hurdles and challenges of this whole event, making it to Friday, everyone that you see here, well, they did it. They made it to Friday. Some of them have classes that they're competing in, and they've got to make certain time slips. They're going to try to do that in the morning, and I can tell you, when they open up the all run, that's when all hell is going to break loose, because a lot of these folks have been holding back, or they want to try something, or they want to get a little wild. Maybe they're class restricted, time restricted, whatever. Throwing it all out the window, and they're going to go crazy at the all run session this afternoon. So really looking forward to that, and really happy to see a lot of these guys that, you know, you see putting in the hours and putting in the work on the side of the road, everything else, and they're finally here. Oh man, so I just rushed over here back to the truck. I wanted to give a huge shout out to Moped Garage. He just left a comment. I was hoping that if I rushed over to the truck that I would catch him here, but I don't see him anywhere. Look, we have got the greatest subscribers in the world. You guys are freaking awesome. Moped Garage has seen us on this sick week adventure, knows we blew out the window, and look at this. He brought me a new window glass for the C10. So this is incredible. Like, I was gonna go hit up a junkyard, do something, whatever. It really wasn't on the agenda for the rest of this trip because honestly our plastic window has been working and there's so much other stuff we got to do with filming and content and editing and pictures and every damn thing. Moped Garage, make sure you guys go give them a like, a follow, a shout out, absolutely all of that. That is incredible. I can't thank you enough.
To the pit edge. Colin G pulls over to the side and shuts it off. So he might have felt something that he thought wasn't right, and that is exactly what he should be doing with the Chevelle. So the big heavy Chevy will stage up against the
Damn right. Don't be mad because I gapped you on the highway last night.
Dude, you don't want the smoke, literally.
Literally the smoke. Yeah, I can't see shit. It's all over the front of my truck. So what's the game plan today? You hit 577 yesterday, right?
5-0, dude.
5-0s.
550s.
550s. I just want to put out there that one Sunday, it was Sunday, I said 550s and then 10-0 at like 90 miles an hour, and they laughed, and now all of a sudden 577s happen. We're like, maybe we can do 550s. Yeah, it might happen.
It's definitely possible today. We've got quite the tune-up in it.
You got some stuff rigging up?
Yeah, we got a freaking nitrous purge button that ain't working. So don't know what's up with that. Mark, I actually need your hand over here. Will you?
Alright, well I'm gonna let you figure out some purgy purge, and I'm gonna see you at the line because I want to jump up and down like an idiot when you run a 550. And then a 10-0 at 47 miles an hour. But I also want to comment. That's what it is. Yeah, best braking I've ever seen. If you're not a bracket racer,
right?
you should take. That was incredible.
The guy next to me was pissed.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dumb bracket racer.
Yeah, that's it. The diesel bracket race truck. That's what happened.
So they're looking for something. couple more passengers and more fun. That's Jeffrey Mall.
Of it.
It's coming along.
Yeah, it's a pieced together system, but I think we had to drill out some jets. We were trying to put a 100 shot on it, but we didn't have the right jet. So
Oh, this thing will wake up on 100. The first 100
got about
on the LS.
140 jet in it now, so.
The first 100 on an LS is night and day.
Yeah,
It's
really
insane.
turned it up. I've never put nitrous on an LS or fuel injection, so this is a first for me.
The first, I'm telling you what, the first 100, it's like, this is a completely different animal.
Really?
It's, yeah. Are you guys progressing it or just on a button? Or?
No, it's just, we're gonna wire it into the Terminator X.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to figure out how to do that. He's got some people that
I know how
he
to
can
do
talk to, so you know how to do it?
Yeah.
Maybe we get you to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'll ask him. I'll ask him in a
Okay.
second, but it looks like the guys from Sally's Speed Shop here have taken this awesome little El Camino and added a bit of nitrous. So last day you're gonna see a lot of this kind of stuff where folks are turning it up, folks are doing dumb stuff. Well, these guys are doing something dumb, and now that I know that they could possibly use some of my help, I absolutely want to be a part of that. So I caught up with you a little bit at the gas station the other night and asked some questions, but this thing is like one of my favorite vehicles on Sick Week. It just reeks of coolness. You were telling me it's still Volkswagen air cooled powered, 2200cc.
Yeah, 2300 cc.
23.
Yeah, 2332cc engine, Type 1 gearbox. You know, all built with these two hands.
Awesome. And then you've been running like you said something like 10s this week?
No,
Not quite.
it's 1350s.
Okay.
But I'm not doing drag race starts. I'm just out of the hole easy.
Yeah.
The car was finished on Saturday night. We loaded it up at 10 p.m. We came here and then on Sunday was the first time it had gone any more than 2 miles around my neighborhood.
No kidding.
And
So,
the car is complete, fresh build.
completely fresh. Now, seeing that it's Friday, are you going to try to get a little wild with it, or you still want to?
We're going to do one pass. I'm going to do what I've been doing.
Right.
I would like to get a 12-second slip, be cool.
Yeah.
So if we get through the first time enough time, I'm going to hook up the launch control stuff, which is how I usually race.
Yeah.
And then I should be able to get a 12 slip.
Gotcha. So this is like, I'm guessing you've built more than one of these, and
Oh yeah, I've been drag racing Volkswagens since I was old enough to drive cars.
No shit. Why Volkswagen? Like,
Well, when I was 16, I said I want a Mustang, and then I found out how much a Mustang costs, so I got a Volkswagen. And now it's just, you know, you
Right.
go to the track and everybody, it don't have to be the fastest car, but it's different. People don't see them much anymore.
it is, and one that looks like this. I mean, is all this carbon fiber? Is that all wrap, or is it
No, it's
all
real.
molded pieces?
It's all real.
No kidding.
Some's out of Creative Carcraft in Tennessee,
Okay.
and then some of it's out of RJ Volks in England.
In England. Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably getting some international parts to get this kind of project done.
Well, Richie Webb, he's done Drag Week, and he was supposed to be here on this. He had some problems where he couldn't get over.
Right.
But he was going to run. His car's at my sister's house.
Oh, no kidding.
So we were trying to make it to where he'd come from England and race, but he couldn't. But yeah, so he's the one that did all the carbon, a lot of the carbon stuff, the deck lid and the running board.
Yeah, the running boards and stuff. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I mean, it definitely is, and like you said, it's one of the coolest things because it doesn't have to be the fastest thing in the world, but it's probably way more enjoyable getting all that, you know, everybody loving the car and seeing it ride down the road.
The thing for me is weird is little kids.
Yeah.
Because it's a small car, it's not a big, big behemoth. They walk up to it, they're not afraid of it, and you just throw them in the seat.
Yeah.
Sit down and grab a steering wheel. And it's pretty tight for me, to sit
Right,
in.
yeah.
So for them, they almost feel like I could drive this.
It fits, yeah.
So yeah, that's, it's just, that's the one thing that's kept me in Volkswagens, is that even when I was a drag racer, the announcers go crazy when you do a good pass, and and it's not the fastest. I'm not going to come out here and run sixes with these guys. I'm not.
Right.
My goal is low tens.
Low tens.
And do the drag and drive, and then when I want to put it on kill, it'll be a 9-second car.
Gotcha. So with it being a fresh build, I mean, did you have any problems throughout the week, or
We had oil temperature issues that we worked through the whole time. We've gotten them manageable for now, but if it was summertime, we wouldn't have made it.
I think somebody said too, it's a little hotter this year than it was last year.
It's a little hotter, but we, in our class, we end up being the later runs.
Yeah.
So we've been driving more at night, which has helped. But like yesterday, we got to do the cruise in the daytime, and we actually could enjoy the cruise because our temperatures were okay, and and that was fun.
Awesome. Well, look, brother, I love the car. This thing is awesome. I can't wait to see you make some more rips.
All right,
and hopefully you get to your goal pretty soon.
Yeah, next year, look for us. We're going to be ready.
Damn right.
More about gear vendors. Like I said, Rick, the actual owner of gear vendors, is here on the property. You can go and see him. Well, I wouldn't be told that you guys wearing a cowboy hat, but that might not be correct. But definitely is charismatic.
Oh, don't thank me. It's all you guys. You guys put in the work.
He's trying to find one of our.
We got our new tune loaded.
What do you guys need?
Nothing. He's just
He's
looking
trying to give a part back to this guy.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
But yeah, I can show you the HTG.
Yeah, let's check it out.
This has been the Warrior here. Right now, I have it's not even mounted to anything.
Perfect.
But this is our hopes and dreams rely on this brick of whatever it is.
Right. There's some computers, there's some wires, there's some...
There's a couple.
Is it still grounded out?
No, I got a new lumen, a new wire down to the trans. She's all cleaned up because we did damage the wires when we did that, but we lost downshift. But yeah, exactly. We're back in the game. I got the loom from overseas.
He said he's gonna give her all the beans.
All the jam. I told the driver, just don't lift, please.
Don't lift.
Please don't lift. If it doesn't shift, just don't lift.
Just keep
fucking
going.
blow it up. Yeah.
Bounce it off the limit or whatever you gotta do and make it
Exactly.
happen. But look, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you guys make a rip.
All right.
Congrats on making it to Friday. That's
Thank
huge.
you. Thank you.
I know you guys put a lot of fight and effort into this thing.
Couple 3-4 a.m. nights, but
We haven't
we're
had
here.
It's Friday and y'all here.
And day one was a big scare. We didn't even make it past day one. So.
All right. saw you at the ice cream shop yesterday. I wanted to catch up with you a little bit because one of the very few still Ford powered big block Ford.
Yeah, very few.
Yeah, very few. Why big block Ford powered?
Always been a Ford guy. Wanted to be able to run in the 9s. On NA, it's pump gas.
Okay.
So we race on 93 octane, street drive it on 93.
No kidding.
Just made sense. And we switched to EFI last year so we could get ready for some turbos on probably a Godzilla.
Really?
So that's part of why it's EFI now.
Yeah.
Learn that, but
I was gonna ask about that because, like, you know, big block Ford and EFI don't go together a lot. How's it been so far?
oh, it's wonderful. It works
Yeah.
very well. It's done very well. We won Sick Week last year.
Nice.
It's been good.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately, we've struggled with some charging system issues that finally showed its face today, but we finally got a new alternator. And
Yeah. And the EFI, it's important. It's got to have the voltage. It's especially. Is it Holley stuff?
yeah,
Yeah. They're very finicky if you don't have the right voltage.
I think we've got it now. So
Awesome. So how's it been going this week? I mean, you made it to Friday, so number one, congrats on that.
thank you. That's a win in itself. We're set number 2
Okay.
in Pro DYO. We need to stay within our spread to stay there.
Gotcha.
We struggled this morning, but that's when the alternator finally let go and chewed the belt up. And we've done a few more things, changing shift RPM, hoping to get there.
Gotcha. Well, look, brother, hopefully, good luck to you. Keep
Thanks,
that number
Brandon.
2 spot and awesome ride. I'm not a Ford guy myself, but I did enjoy seeing this.
Thank
and I was
you.
like, this is pretty cool.
Appreciate that.
Awesome.
All right, see you.
celebrating her birthday. Look at all the boys.
All right, I don't know that we're gonna be able to, you guys will be able to see it, but if you see my boy Dave over there, my guy's from New York, AKA Wild Coffee Man. He's sitting over there, he got the trailer, they look frustrated. Let's go find out why. Nobody looks happy. Let's see if we can make him happy again. All right, so we're having some issues again. He just made a street hit and pulled a log, so I'm gonna try to see if we can sort what's going on by the data we've got here. Not quite sure. Yeah, fuel pressure's tanking. You're way low on fuel pressure.
It's tanking again?
Yeah, so here we go. 19% throttle, right? Then you start rolling into it. 28% throttle, 40%, 99, 100% throttle. Fuel pressure's at 55. It wasn't 60, then it drops to 35, 34. It's a fuel pressure issue. And you can't, that's gonna be pump.
I just put a pump in it.
Yeah, well then it's something's not right.
With the tank, yeah.
Yeah, because if it, usually that fuel pressure is gonna be in the pump and you're not using that much fuel. It's trying to, because it's trying to compensate. Right. But it's never gonna compensate for 35 pounds, and even still, I wouldn't want to anyway. It's gonna max the injectors out. Yep. Yeah.
So it needs,
yeah, because your fuel flow is from 63 pounds an hour up to over 400 pounds an hour, 450, 470. Yeah, it's trying, but the pressure isn't there for it. So let's figure out what's wrong. Have you made a good pass today yet?
Nope.
All right, let's figure out what's wrong. Well, we pulled out the fuel filter. That doesn't look terribly clogged up. I'm not quite sure. It's obviously losing fuel pressure under load. Electronic, everything looks okay. You know, we're not losing voltage, none of that. I mean, at best, we're gonna try to vent the fuel cap a little more, see if maybe it's a, you know, an issue of that system not working properly, and go from there. All right, so we've vented the fuel cap a little more, which is kind of a dangerous game because, you know, you vent it too much, fuel's gonna come out the backside, which we don't need happening. Not the biggest thing in the world, but we also mess with the fuel filter a little bit. We're gonna see if we can. My man's got a wine glass riding on a trailer. I have no idea what's going on. But we're gonna take it out on the street right now, log it, make a hit. Feel it? Yeah.
Turn this slow slipping, and because I gotta drive this car another 2 hours to Clearwater.
For what?
I gotta drop my daughter's car off.
So you're gonna drive this there?
Mm-hmm. Because her car's in the box.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, Dave doesn't want to continue on thrashing. He's got a time slip to turn in today. It's not the best, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's Friday. They made it here. they made it through Hell Week, or Sick Week. They made it through Sick Week, and they've got a time slip to turn in, so I can't fault them at all for that. They've been thrashing on that thing all week, trying to get it right and having, you know, multiple different issues. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to have them narrow it down. All I can tell them is you're having a fuel pressure issue. You know, we checked a couple things, the filters, I looked at some of the wiring, everything, nothing jumped out at me as, hey, this is what's wrong with it. So unfortunately, that's gonna be the end of Sick Week for him, but it's not the end of Sick Week for everybody else. There's about, I don't know, maybe less than 2 hours left of the lanes being open, and I know some folks are definitely continuing to want to make passes and improve on their times this week. So a charge pipe on the way to Gainesville.
Yeah, so we checked the car Thursday morning on the way to Gainesville before we left the hotel. Everything was great.
Right.
Pull into the racetrack and we're changing tires. I look underneath it and I'm like, hey, charge pipe's on the ground. That's interesting. Well,
It's not supposed to be there.
No. So we had scraped it going into a gas station and didn't notice that it popped off. So we probably drove 20 minutes with the charge pipe scraping on the ground. Couldn't hear it.
Nice.
So we get the car jacked up, and what ended up happening is the charge pipe popped off, got into the balancer bolts on the front of the ATI damper, and it beat the tar out of the back of the charge pipe.
Damn.
So there was no holes in it. So what we ended up doing was mixing up a bunch of JB Quick, the big tubes, and slathering it in there, and then wrap the entire charge pipe in duct tape. So it basically did carbon fiber layup.
Right, exactly.
On my aluminum charge pipe, and then beat the bottom out of it with a hammer and put a one and done easy tune-up in it yesterday, went 844.
Perfect.
Then last night everything was great. We got our checkpoints. We're like, hey, we can make this drive on 1 tank of gas. We are a mile from our exit on the interstate. Car dies on the side of I-95, 4:30 in the afternoon. So we put our X85 from VP in it, $60, you know.
Yeah.
Get to the hotel, everything went great. Leave this morning, 15 minutes from Titusville, coming over the track here. Beautiful morning, stop at the gas station, buy some waters, roll into the track, and they've got these speed bumps from hell here.
Yeah.
So I creep over the first one, and the voltage warning light comes on. And I'm like, dude, I tell my buddy Levi, I said, I think we just lost an alternator. And then the temp gauge starts creeping up. And I'm like, we lost a belt. So we pull over, and what ended up happening, the serpentine belt has an idler that I made, and it's on like a aluminum extension off the front of the engine.
Yeah.
And I think it loosened up and worked its way out a little bit and was kind of rattling around, and then it snapped off in the block. So I fired the car up basically at the entrance to Orlando here. By the time we got to the pits over all the speed bumps, we're 270 on water. Pull the thing in, and we talk about it. I'm like, you know, all we got to do is make a pass.
Right.
And more and more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? That's not how we roll. We don't quit like that. So we changed, we put the slicks on it because we have to have race tires to get on the track. And I started thinking about it, and I was able to take a drill bit and drill the center of a 10 millimeter threaded bolt in the front of my engine, which never works.
Right,
Even
no.
when you're working on it in front of you on a bench, it sucks. Today it went perfect, right down the middle of the bolt.
Right down Broadway.
Right down the middle of the bolt. And then we smashed an Allen wrench into it and used a ratchet and screwed it out of the front of the block.
Really?
Yeah. So these fellas down the way here with the Malibu and the blue tent,
Right.
they set up with a new bolt, and I cut it off, made it into a stud. I had a spare serpentine belt.
Perfect.
Bolted everything back up, and we made a first hit here. We went pretty slow, went another 68.
Right.
But we're finished.
Yeah.
Now we can have some fun. And, you know, hopefully get rid of this weather, because I don't know how fast cars are going to end up going today. 90 degrees.
Yeah. Probably not till later on.
For sure, for sure. But I'm excited.
Let me
man.
check this out.
Sure.
Let me.
Before he got here. So he's looking for something.
Oh yeah. That's a.
Yeah. And actually, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab the...
You're good. That's a very nice duct tape job they got going on there. That's very shitbox worthy, if you ask me. Perfect. If it's stupid and it works, is it still stupid?
Look at that.
What are the
It
chances?
doesn't get much better than that. Right down the middle. Didn't mess up the threads at all.
Wow.
So we got lucky today.
Damn right.
Yeah.
All right, well let's party then. It's party time, right?
Probably this afternoon. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
hungry.
Oh yeah.
Thirsty.
Damn right.
good.
Go get some food.
Yes, sir.
What an adventure. See, even when you think things are going through the week, you know, pretty good, at the end of the day, you pull into the track Friday with a multitude of problems, but they still figure out some way to make it work, make the pass they need to stay in competition, make it happen. Really, you say 860 is slow, it's really not that slow.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's still pretty quick pass. So, and the duct tape and the JB weld are holding up super nice. So, looking forward to seeing him rip it this afternoon. Up.
No, brother.
Not yet.
More hook, more hook, more hook.
More. It's gonna be hard. The sun's beating down on it. I'm sure it's probably pretty greasy.
Yeah, so we figure we're probably only gonna get one more today, so we made wholesale changes.
Oh.
To best describe it.
Yeah.
We got 4 sweeps out of the rebound in the front end.
Okay.
We've got 5 clicks of compression out of the rear end.
Okay.
I didn't tell him about it, but I added 5 sweeps of high-speed rebound to the rear end. And then I lowered the 2-step a couple hundred, and we put a pound of tire pressure in it.
I like it.
So I talked to a shock guy, and he was ripping on me for making so many changes, and he told me just to make it a half dozen if I'm going to do it. So that's what I tried to do.
I like it.
So, yeah, I put another 70 kPa on top of the dome, so it should be like another 5 pounds.
Nice. So if you're gonna do it, just do it all.
What else we got to lose?
Right. I mean, it's Friday. You guys made it to Friday.
Yeah,
which
we
is
have a
huge in
slip to
itself.
turn in. It's not great, but it's good enough.
Yeah.
And I just told him I really don't want to go out like that. I want to go out something cool.
Hell yeah. Good luck, brother.
Thanks, boss.
Done already. You shouldn't still be under the dash.
We got to wire up the purge and then tune the Terminator X, and then we're pretty much done.
Gotcha.
This first pass, he's gonna make just a motor pass, and we're gonna come back around and make a nitrous pass.
Gotcha.
We want to make sure the new fuel pump is working right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because you haven't really had a way to test it, have you?
no, we drove from here to the hotel, and that's it. So we don't want to go blow it up first hit.
Right. So we'll make sure fuel pump works, everything's going good, and then next pass we'll see some nitrous.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yep.
Turn it up.
So the day's kind of winding down. I think the track's going to be open just a little bit longer. Not sure how many people are trying to get more passes in. I know a few winners have already been announced. So kind of just thinking about the week, and was hanging out with some different people and got to meet new people and see friends that I've talked to but haven't really gotten a chance to hang out with. It has been an awesome time. Like, it's so hard to try to describe. I think we tried to do at least a decent job of videos of trying to figure out, trying to express to you guys what this week is and how it works. And it was my first time too. Like, I've never been on a drag and drive, not even spectated, not even did the sick word, nothing. So it is definitely something unlike anything else that I've ever done. And I think for a lot of people too. And the real big thing is, it's not just about the racing. I mean, the racing is awesome, but I talk to so many people who enjoy their cars so much more because they drive them from place to place. And just even us riding in the C10, riding around with other race cars and other people in the sick ward, like, it was an enjoyable experience. Like, it's a ton of fun and definitely something that I would want to look further into in the future. Now, I know everybody's going to ask, because they've been asking in the comments, are you going to race in one? Are you going to race in one? Possibly. I don't know. I mean, we don't have what it takes to compete, at like the top levels of these kinds of things. But I met a ton of people who all week long ran 1150s or 1250s or whatever the case may be and had a blast. And honestly, it's probably a little bit easier too, because if you're making enough horsepower to run 6, 7, 8 second passes, that takes a lot. So probably a little bit easier. I'm not sure what we'll do, how we'll do it, what vehicle we'll do it with, all that kind of stuff. But I'm definitely going to look into the schedule for the rest of this year, see if any of them fit. One of the things that I like particularly about Sick Week is like, it's not, some of these events are up to 8-hour drives between tracks and between days, and that's a lot. I think that they've got it kind of figured out. If you can drive 3-4 hours, you can probably drive 5 or 6. At that point you're just beating yourself up. So I've definitely liked Sick Week in the style, plus Florida in February. I mean, how do you beat that? So I'll definitely be looking into when registration opens for next year. Maybe we'll try to slide something in. I don't know quite what yet, but definitely look forward to coming back. Sick Week is pretty cool. I gotta give it to them. Oh, I see the Sally's Speed Shop guys over there thrashing on something. Let's go see. The day's not over yet. Let's go see if maybe we can give them a hand, or if they need it. They might not even need a hand, so let's go see. Well, they're trying to get a TPS sensor issue figured out. They've got the nitrous hooked up, but they can't get the TPS sensor to work properly, and if the TPS sensor isn't working properly, that's how they're going to activate the nitrous. So they've got, let's pull out the launch here. It's 5:15. They've got 45 minutes to try to get it figured out. I see they've already cut some wires and redone wiring, and they've got another TPS sensor there. They've got somebody helping them out, so I'm just gonna do my best to stay out of the way. But hopefully we'll get to see these guys make a nitrous pass before the day's over.
Obviously had a pretty quick S10 pickup truck, but she's not left the inside. Hopefully Davis turned the nitrous up a little bit on the Sally.
Well, there it is, the final pass of Sick Week. 5 days, some strange amount of miles, I don't know, a lot of miles, a lot of heat, a lot of people broken down, a lot of people didn't make it, but that's gonna be the end of it. What a week. To say that I'm exhausted is a minor statement. Like, that doesn't even begin to describe it. And I didn't even race. We just drove a piece of crap truck around. So can't wait for the next one. Definitely next February we'll be back here in some sort of capacity. Not sure what that capacity is just yet, but something. I'll see you guys next time. But if this is the end of the video, thank you guys for tagging along with us all week. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one. We're still gonna make it home.